Hi, I'm Emily. I'm one of the reptile keepers here at Colchester Zoo, and today we'd like to give an insight into what the day of a life in a reptile keeper looks like. So we start each day by opening up the buildings, counting and performing a visual check of every animal in our care, and that means that we also need to check all of our heating, lighting and filter systems are running correctly too. We then clean our public areas each morning, and this is really important. It includes washing all of the windows, sweeping, mopping, decobwebbing and watering plants to keep everywhere nice and clean and tidy. We then set to work cleaning all of our animals' habitats. Every day each keeper will pick up any waste and old food, remove used feeding devices to be cleaned, wash down beams and branching, water plants, turn over bark or soil to keep it fresh, sweep up sand to remove footprints and to clean the inside of each window. We also utilise this time to get closer to each of the animals. We like to monitor their behaviour, including how they interact with their keepers and also the other animals that they share their habitat with. A large part of our role as reptile keepers includes closely monitoring temperatures and humidity readings. These differ for each unique species in our care. We do this using temperature guns under their hot basking areas and a variety of readers to measure the air temperatures and water content. And we also use data loggers which track 24-hour readings over each day. Every environment must be checked throughout the day and records taken so that we can track any trends and change our routines to ensure all of our animals are as comfortable as possible. Without the correct heat, reptiles are unable to gain the energy they need to perform natural behaviours. Another important measurement that we need to take frequently is our reptiles' UV exposure. Due to the UK having lower amounts of sun than a lot of other countries that these reptiles would naturally be found, it's crucial that we can provide this through different bulbs to replicate the levels they require. UV helps all of our reptiles to grow and develop correctly and to digest their food and understand the time of day. Here you can see one of our reptile keepers changing UV tubes until the right balance is found. We need to have a clear understanding of each species' wild habitat and behaviour to be able to match their UV exposure here at the zoo as closely as possible to the amount of natural exposure they would have from the sun. Without the correct level of UV, reptiles can suffer a range of illnesses and diseases. We're really lucky here at Colchester Zoo to be able to give a lot of our reptiles outdoor access, like our green iguanas and our slender-snouted crocodile, and we also are able to open our dragon reef up to provide natural UV exposure during the summer months. Some of our reptiles live a semi-aquatic lifestyle, such as our anacondas and our slender-snouted crocodile. So another part of our daily routine is testing the water is safe for our animals to live in and enables us to monitor this closely for any potential problems or signs of ill health. We check the pH, nitrogen cycle, oxygen levels and temperature of these pools regularly. All of our reptiles have pools and waterfalls in their habitats to drink from and to increase humidity levels. One of our afternoon jobs regularly is cleaning each pool out in turn to ensure that they have fresh and clean water. Not all reptiles require food every day, and each unique species has its own tailored feeding schedule depending on its natural feeding habits. Lots of our animals mostly eat vegetation, which means part of our job on the reptile section is being able to confidently identify and collect suitable browse, weeds and flowers, which makes up a lot of our iguanas' favourite foods. It's an important part of our job to ensure that all animals across the zoo are kept busy, both physically and mentally stimulated through their environments and how we present their food. This is no different for our reptiles, and we work hard to ensure that a wide variety of enrichment devices are used to help promote our animals to show natural behaviours. This can include hanging vegetation up in different ways to enable our browsing species to eat at a higher level of their habitat, which makes them more comfortable, or ways to increase the amount of time it takes to feed, as naturally a lot of species would be seeking food across the day. Some of our animals utilise different specialised hunting methods to collect food, as you can see with our emerald tree monitors using his long front toes to scoop out insects, which is a natural behaviour he would use to collect insects from holes in tree trunks naturally. Animal training is not something that first jumps to mind when considering what a reptile keeper does each day, but it's another important part of our routine. We use target training to move a lot of species around their habitats, which is great to monitor the movement of some of our older animals like our rhino iguana and provide exercise too. Training also reduces stress to our animals by allowing them to participate in their daily husbandry routines, such as recall training with our Komodo dragons to different areas of their enclosure, so keepers can safely enter. We regularly use training for medical checks, such as weighing our lizards, which in turn helps us to health check them and to monitor any physical changes. So this is some of the tasks that make up a typical day in the life of a reptile keeper. So let us know what you think, and don't forget to continue joining us for our Reptile Awareness Weekend across the 1st and 2nd of June.